Hey everybody, so this is Miss Kitty, and I wanted to talk to you about cats. That's what this channel is about, and it's in particular about my position as a cat sitter. I was trying to find something to do that could supplement my income. I'm retired from the industry that I was in, which was the hip hop music industry. So after all that excitement, I decided I wanted to do something just a little bit less exciting in my old age. But I also wanted to make money. And then I found out about cat sitting. So this channel is all about my experiences cat sitting and what I've done to make this into the ultimate hustle and what I've learned about cats. So thank you for tuning in, and here we go. So I decided to make an initial investment in this for two reasons. One, my place is pretty nice. So I didn't want it to turn out looking like a kennel with a whole bunch of cat stuff. Although I wanted the animal to feel quite comfortable to be an animal. But I just thought, let me get some cool cat stuff that could complement my place and also that the cat might even enjoy. So for starters, the idea of a litter box in the middle of my living space, I live in a studio, so the idea of a litter box in the middle of my floor, a box of doo-doo, I found it appalling. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to start off with a really cute, posh excrement container, and that's what that planter is to the left. It's made to look like a planter, a potted plant. However, you can see it has a hole in it, and in that hole is the litter. So they go in, they do what they got to do, and they come out. And then if I don't want to look at it, I can turn it around and just look at a beautiful plant. The plant is fake, but it doesn't matter. It complements my decor. Then the next investment, because I am retired from the hip hop music industry, I still have my roots in hip hop. So I thought nothing is cooler than getting this DJ deck that is a cat scratcher. The record is actually made of that material that they can scratch, sandpaper like material. And when they do it, the record goes around. How cool is that? So I got that. And I actually built it up a little bit because it was kind of cheesy looking. So I built the bottom part up so it could really look like a DJ booth, and then I put stickers on it and everything. And then underneath that, I got this Pampered Kitty Chase Lounge, which is not all of them. I don't think it's that comfortable because most of them don't want to sleep on it, but they'll jump on it from time to time. What they do like is scratching it, which you know, it wasn't cheap, so I don't particularly want it torn up. But that seems to be the general consensus among the cats is that, hey, this is something I can just tear up. So that's what they do, and once in a while they'll sit on it, or the little tassels that you can see at the bottom. They enjoy removing those. They like to pull at them and things. So these were some of the investments that I made. As time went on, I realized that I needed to make additional investments. In particular, I had to get a gate because the last thing a pet owner wants to hear is that you lost their pet. And so when I go to answer the door, or I go down to check my mail, or sometimes I'm running to the incinerator, I don't want the cat running out in the hallway because guess what? I'm not running after you. So I had to ponder how could I keep that from happening. And again, I went online and I saw that there were gates. They were mainly for children, but they were also for animals. And so I got the tallest one that I could find, and the cat would have to be a lion to leap over it. And as you can see, one of my guests was pretty annoyed by it, but that's okay because at least when mommy and daddy come to get you, or mommy or daddy, or daddy and daddy or mommy and mommy, whoever you belong to, you'll be here. So, you never know what's inside that little cat head. They might be thinking, I'm going to go back home. I don't like it here. And so, whatever the case may be, I can't let that happen. And so that was the gate. That was the final investment. Um, I was a little disappointed though with this particular gate. I kind of hooked it up and made it work, but it didn't close all the way. It was a crappy gate. And so, I was very annoyed by that. But by the time it got here, I had already begun sitting, so I didn't have time to wait for another one to get here. And I certainly didn't feel like taking the heavy gate to the post office and sending it back to the crappy company that sold it to me. Okay, so what did I do after that? Well, I started entertaining my guests. So each cat is different, and I learned this with my first guest. So Smush was my first guest, and he was actually a little sickly. He had a urinary tract infection, and his owner was very concerned because she didn't want to leave him with me because she said he was making his duty and his pee on the floor at her house, and she didn't want to put that on me. And I said, you know what? Hey, humans pee and duty on the floor too when we're sick. It all depends on whether we can get to the bathroom in time. That's part of being ill. And I said, bring him. I'll take care of him. That's what he needs. He doesn't need judgment at this time. So he came over and we began the healing process. And I was so delighted because I'm actually going to show you how the healing began. We started with what I call the African lion massage. So I'm going to show you that and some other clips of how he acted after he got. So here we began the massaging. Now this is done in Africa. The reason it's called the African lion healing massage is because it's done on injured lions and other big cats. And they find it very soothing, and the touch is very therapeutic, and it actually aids in the healing process. But in order to do this, you have to develop trust. And with an animal that is not familiar with the new caretaker, there can be trust issues because they don't know who you are. They can sense, just like us, they can sense things, and they kind of sort of know if you're cool or uncool. But if they're in pain, they don't know if you're going to touch them in a way that's going to aggravate the pain. So they're afraid to be touched, and they don't know if you know what you're doing. So you have to develop the trust first, and that's what I did with Smush. And as you can see, he is enjoying this. And so this went on. I usually do it for as long as the animal is into it. And sometimes they're into it for a longer period, and sometimes they're just into it until they fall asleep. And that was the case with him. He actually finally just. So, what's the first thing he did when he started feeling better? He went online. Now here he is. I think he's on something called Cat Chat, trying to pick up like other felines. And be careful with that, Smush. You don't want to date cats you meet online. But there were other indications that let me know he was really starting to feel better. Smush rocking the turntable, and you hip, you hop, you hippy hippy hop, and you hip hop, and you don't stop. I don't know if I want to scratch this turntable or if I just want to eat it. But it is so cool. My name is Smush, and this is what I do. I rock my turntable just for you. And you hip hop, you hippy hippy hop. Is that a cello? Oh man, I'd really like to knock that to the floor. Ha ha ha, but I have it taped. Ha ha ha. So what else can I get into? I think I'll climb. So it's poker night, and Smush is playing cards with me. And he's trying to figure out how to win. We're playing with our Celebrity deck. Smush, it's your turn. Pick a card. Here, which card do you want? You like this card? You like that card? Alright, don't cheat. Don't go on the deck. Yeah, okay, so you play that card. Alright, but I got an ace, so I beat you. Alright, now you can take a card. Here, take a card. Take one. Just one. Okay. Push it to the side, the card you want. Here. Here, you want this card? You want this card? You're thinking about it? Okay, this one you played already, so you can't do that. Alright, go ahead. Your go. Hey, Smoosh, Smoosh. You don't like this game? Alright, I'll take out the chess set. Okay, somebody's obsessed with my feet. They're not the most beautiful feet, but I guess to an animal they would be attractive. Say hello to your mommy, Smush. Say hi, mommy. Okay, he just wants to chill out by my feet. Alright, Smush. Enjoy your foot fetish. And maybe we'll play some more later. But since this is what you're into right about now, have fun. You want me to wiggle my toes? I guess not. Okay, you just want to look at them. What are you, smelling my feet? Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, I've insulted you. I'm sorry, darling. Oh, we're eating our food like a good boy. Oh, yeah. How is that? Is that tasty? You know, he doesn't like that other crap. He smells it and he goes in it, but he basically stays on the dry food. So, I know you don't want me to spice it up with any shrimp or lobster, but he doesn't seem too interested in it. He's putting his nose in now. Oh, look at that. Well, surprise, surprise. Now he's decided to partake of it. Good boy, Smush. Yeah, his appetite is tremendous now. He's eating all his food like a good boy. All right. He'll talk to you later. He's busy eating. He can't come to the video. He's got his mind focused on his gourmet dishes and his spring water, which he really likes. So it's Smush's last night and he's watching TV. It's not Animal Planet, but he seems to like American Greed also. I guess he can learn things about humans by watching this. Or maybe he just likes the chicks. I don't know. But I can't talk to him while his favorite show's on, so I don't bother him. I let him sit there and watch it. I'm gonna miss you, Smoosh. You were such great company. He doesn't talk during my shows either, so we have that in common.